Path of Exile is a game where knowledge is power and wealth. On League launch, every player starts out with nothing, washed up on the Twilight Strand with only 3 wisdom scrolls to their name. But every league, there's exiles who end up counting their mirrors on their private beach, while others have only a few exalts, thanks to the gods of RNG. How can such a large gap in wealth occur where players' differences in wealth is measured by factors of hundreds, even thousands, over the course of 3 months of playing Path of Exile? A disparity this large isn't just created by no-lifers versus the guy who has a job. This difference comes from knowledge. Now, part of that knowledge is being able to conquer the game in an efficient manner. Like TyTy Killer, being able to beat the campaign consistently in record times, meaning he gets to harder content faster and makes more currency because of it. Or there's knowledge like farming some of the most lucrative content in the game in an efficient manner like Day. But the knowledge we want to focus on is all about the economy of raid class. I'm going to walk you through what I believe moves the economy. With leagues reoccurring like this every few months, we can study how the market typically progresses along and how the economy grows and shapes the value of items. If we understand the market, we can make currency off it similarly to the stock exchange as a knowledgeable investor who makes a good investment. That being said, the goal of the video is not to teach you a specific flip to do, but rather to expand the way you think about the PoE economy so that you yourself can begin to see market trends occurring and take advantage of them. These market trends are controlled to a large extent by what I'm going to be calling motives. Motives are a thing that push large amounts of players to buy or value certain items. Here are a few examples that I am going to break down to give you a feel for what I'm talking about. To start off, gear progression. At the start of the league, it is a race to acquire gear and progress. Better gear makes characters beat content more efficiently. This is a key motive that affects the market extremely in the initial stages. Looking at a few different currencies, we can see how this motive shapes the market. For one, it makes Chaos Orbs dominate the market early on because Chaos Orbs are at the perfect value weighting where they aren't too heavy to hold on to for the next gear purchase while also not being too light as to be ineffective for buying more upgrades. Aside from this, Chaos has long been the gold standard in PoE, so everyone trusts it early on, making it the go-to currency. Considering gear progression is the driving motivator of how people use their currency in the early stages of the league, currencies that are used for more specialized crafting tend to be left behind, like alterations and divine orb. As you can see, these currencies are always undervalued in the early stages of the league until they stabilize when people begin to use them for crafting. Other currencies like exalts and mirrors hold massive value but are completely useless at the start of the league, so often players will choose to sell these items cheap in order to boost their character progression instantly so they can get way ahead on farming hard content faster. This is a trade-off good players make because they know they will make way more currency by grabbing a power boost to get to the end game content first, which is extremely profitable when considering dropping something like a Starforge early on in the league. There's a lot of nuance to what is going on here, but this is a big potential area to make money every league at the start if you can spot something in the market that always upticks in a value at a set time based on when the majority of players are trying to make X upgrade, then you can invest into these things and multiply your currency appropriately, giving you a large head start on the rest of the economy. Another and probably the most influential motive in the market is usually the meta. Spotting the meta early on and developing a target strategy to flip or craft items around that meta is a monumental way to make currency. The meta grabs a strong majority of the player base, and with a limited supply of key items for specific metas, you'll have high demands for these items and they'll be very expensive. As you can see, items built around the meta have fairly consistent and spiky gains until people start to leave the meta to do some of their own builds. The meta can usually be seen on PoE Ninja when you have a large percentage of players doing the same build. Now on to my last example. This is something that doesn't generally happen mid-league, but balance. It is truly a great force that will make or break the value of an item. Just be sure if there is an incoming balance change to an existing thing that holds a lot of value and you happen to be possessing it, be sure to jump ship before the other guy standing next to you, because guaranteed you're going to lose a lot of money over this. Now the economy is a whole lot more than just these large motives that push trends, but these are very strong indicators for where the market will lead, and if you're good at spotting them, you can multiply your wealth, and I believe it's definitely worth taking time to analyze the league economy every so often to help yourself better invest and multiply your currency throughout the next league. The players who make mirrors have a firm grasp on the economy and know exactly how to target their efforts to maximize profits, whether that's by investing or crafting items for the largest demand, thus to yield the biggest return. These are skills you can develop as a Path of Exile player and to begin to get better and better at it, because making mad stacks of currency in Path of Exile doesn't just happen overnight, but I believe if you combine learning ways to farm efficiently and understanding the PoE economy, then you too can find yourself one day on a private Karuri beach sipping a pina colada. Hopefully this short video has given you some inspiration to up your currency making game. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have a wonderful day, friends.